the email expressions. And as I was saying, dear Miss Smith is very formal, for example. Dear Mary is formal enough usually in all situations, okay? Or good morning or hello is usually perfect. It's formal enough, you know. Hi Mary, for example, is perfect for less formal or most situations as well. Okay. And then in your first email, you will write something like, I'm writing to ask you in present continuous, or I'm writing to inform you, or I'm writing to let you know, for example, or to thank you for the present. And these two are usually in relation to jobs. I'm writing with reference to the position or to express my interest in the position. Okay. And then if you want to write a follow-up email, follow-up is agradecimiento. You could write something like, thank you for your reply. Prompt reply is fast reply. So if someone replies to you very fast, you could say that. Or I would like to follow up on our last meeting. And then where are we on means what is the situation? What is the current situation? What is the progress? Okay. So I'd like to follow up on our last meeting and know where we're on the project, for example. Okay. If you want to put an attachment into your email, I have attached the report. I have attached the report for your information. Please find attached the report, the document, whatever it is. Please find attached is a little bit more formal, but it's fine. I have attached, I think it's the easiest maybe. I have attached you, no, so be careful. It's a common mistake. Okay. If you want to ask for a reply and it's urgent and formal, you could say something like, I would appreciate it if you could let me know as soon as possible. A long sentence, isn't it? Or I would appreciate it if you could let me know by Friday, for example, or at your earliest convenience, as soon as possible. At your earliest convenience is as soon as possible. By Friday is on Friday or before Friday. Okay, so Friday being the deadline, you know. If it's informal, you could say, can you get back to me as soon as possible? Or can you get back to me by Friday? Please is also good to use. Then if you want to just ask for a reply, but it's not very urgent, please do not hesitate to let me know if you have any questions. Or please let me know what you think of the proposal, for example. Please let me know if you agree or something like that. Okay, any questions? You're all seeing my screen now, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so at the end of the email, you could write something like, I look forward to hearing from you. So in Spanish, this is espero su respuesta, which translates completely different. If you look in deep L, for example, you're going to find I wait for your answer, which is a good translation, but it's not the expression that we use. So be careful with translating with translators, because sometimes you're not going to find the exact expression, you know? So I look forward to hearing from you means please answer. And best regards. Best regards is the most common. Yours sincerely, something like that is fine, but best regards is fine. Okay, less formal then could be see you soon, speak to you soon, bye for now, or cheers, something like that. See here we write speak to you soon, and we don't say I will speak to you soon. So that's less formal. We cut the beginning of the sentence, you know, and your name. Or sometimes I just write thank you and my name, and that's it. I look forward to hearing from you is quite formal, and you probably use it in the first email. After that, you probably don't need to use it. Okay. So more specific types of emails then, we have some expressions, okay? If you need to persuade someone, convince someone of something, you could use these expressions. Would you consider, plus ing, would you consider doing it like this? Would you consider giving us more time to complete the project, for example? Why don't you? Why don't you do this? Why don't you join us in the project, for example? It might be a good idea, or I would appreciate it if you. I would appreciate it if you could change your mind, or if you could give us more time, for example. Okay, so far so good. To inform someone, I'm writing to inform you, I'm writing to let you know, or I'm writing to update you. So to update is to give you the latest information. Okay, ponerte al día. Okay, so I'm writing to update you on the status of the project, for example. Okay, if you want to say thanks, you could say, I really appreciate you giving me some extra time to finish the project, for example. Or I really appreciate what you did. Thank you. Thank you for the present. Thank you so much for the present. Or we are very grateful for your consideration for the project, for example. So all of those are fine. I'm really grateful for your help, for example. I really appreciate your help. So they're all formal and informal, all situations. To remind someone to do something or of something, you could say, I would like to remind you that the deadline for the project is Friday. This is quite formal. Okay. Could you please remember is less formal. So maybe to another colleague, could you please remember to send me the report by the end of the day? Thank you. So, you know, in English, we use please and thank you in the one sentence. Don't forget to let me know, please. Okay. Imperative is fine. It's even more common to use questions. Could you please let me know? Okay. If you want to recommend something, you could say, I recommend starting work on the project now, or I suggest starting to work on the project now, for example. I really liked this way that you did it, so, or you should try doing it like this. Okay. So these are expressions to recommend. Be careful with recommend and suggest. This often comes up in class. I recommend that you help, or I recommend helping, for example. Okay. And suggest is the same. If you're going to reject someone or something, these are expressions to use. It's specific, it's particularly delicate, so you need to be careful. Thank you, but I'm afraid I can't at the moment. Thank you for the offer, but I can't, for example. I really appreciate your offer, but unfortunately, I am not in a position to accept right now. For example, again, very long. This is why you should take the expressions that are useful and put them into one document just for you that you can come back to and just lift the expressions that you need, you know, instead of trying to find them on the internet. Or unfortunately, it isn't what we are looking for right now, for example. So maybe if someone asks you for to be considered for a position, these are possible answers that you could give. Unfortunately, it's not what we're looking for right now. You could also say, we will keep your CV on file for future reference, for example, something like that. Okay, if you want to introduce someone or something, you could use these expressions. I would like to introduce you to our new assistant, Mary, in CC. She has come on board. She has joined the team to help us with the project, for example. Or I'm writing to inform you of our new policy, for example. Okay. And the last two then are to follow up. Remember, hacer seguimiento. Where are we on the project? Or I wanted to follow up on our progress since the last meeting. Okay. And then finally, to formalize decisions. As we discussed in our meeting, we have agreed to. So this is useful, for example, when you have a conversation with someone in a meeting, but you want it on paper. You want to leave a paper trail. You want to have evidence by email. So you could say, as we discussed in our meeting, we have agreed to do ABC. Or if you want to offer someone a job, we're delighted to write to offer you the position of, for example,